Greetings. Hello. Oh dear. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Oh god. Oh god. Food coma. Full of carbonara. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are we all doing? Hopefully everyone is keeping well this Friday. Everyone happy it's Friday? Well, to the people that are still at work. Poor Joe here, still out of work. Still milling around, hanging around like a bad smell he is. Yeah, no, it's good. How's everyone doing? It's just day for me. Yeah, it is. The days kind of blend together. That's it. What even is Friday? It's true. Just sort of sitting around waiting for the days to move on. So yes, welcome back to the Long Dark. It's been a good couple of weeks. We're finally getting ready to jump back in with some more session there. So yeah, hopefully people are keeping well. Finishing up work after 4 interviews in a row. Blimey, O'Reilly, cooler. Are you interviewing for a new job, or are you the interviewer, or just doing interviews for the sake of? Thank you very much. I don't know why I said thank you. I suppose I should say thank you to Dindin, who, like, at the end of the last stream, just by like a fraction of a second, said that he was going to drop 10 subs, which was nice. He kind of didn't get the recognition he deserved because of how late we were, like, just about to raid someone when he did it. You're the interviewer. Ah, right. Fair play, mate. And you know, the weekend is here. You've arrived in the safety of Friday evening. So congratulations. Hopefully you have a lovely weekend. Good to see you, Dutch. Welcome. Hello. So yeah, we're going to be chilling out, playing a little bit of the Long Dark today. I think what I wanted to do in the last stream was begin an expedition to the Forgotten Highway, or the Coastal Highway, or whatever it's called. But I got sidetracked by... I can't even remember what I got sidetracked by. I didn't have enough food with me to do the journey. Sam Squatch says, yeah, can't complain. About to submit 2 papers for publication. Was invited to be a reviewer on another. How's life? Life isn't going too bad on Planet Joe. I just had some lovely carbonara cooked by Jane. Jane has absolutely beat her hands bloody on the house today. She's done like a load of washing. She's done the washing up, changed the bed sheets and everything like that. I've managed to figure out how the washing machine worked. I did some hoovering, and I've got to clean the bathroom at some point tomorrow. But yeah, so it's been mostly a housework day. Went out for a nice walk this morning. I did say on this morning stream, but it was very tranquil. It was very peaceful. It's quite nice because you don't expect a park in Birmingham to be as nice as the park next to us is. It's literally a 10-minute walk. I didn't have a park that local growing up, and if I did, the local park was just full of rubbish. But it's actually a really nice, almost a bit of a beauty spot, really. You can just see for ages, because it's quite hilly around here. And you can just see for absolutely miles in every direction from the top of this hill. The only problem is walking to the top of it. So yeah, welcome everybody filtering in. We're going to get into the game here. My apologies about starting a little bit early. I thought to myself, I'm going to, just get stream ready for 8:30. And then I kind of clicked start without thinking on it. And I just went, well, here we go. But it also doubles in nicely because I tend to waffle for the first 15-20 minutes of every stream. So I thought, you know what, we're going to build that into the schedule, as it were. This is perfect. Just finished lunch. Hello, Mr. Canadia. Or indeed, it could be Mrs. I'm guessing Mr. But I mean, it could go either way. It doesn't pull any punches there. But no, it's really, yeah. It's been quite a nice day. It's been quite chill. We definitely went during the good weather because it was kind of we had a walk about 10:30 this morning, give or take, about 10 o'clock, which means the sun isn't quite up in the air, beating down on the ground in the same way it does a bit later in the day. So it was cool. There was a nice breeze out today. Not too many insects. We haven't really had the great insectening, which is sounds a bit worse than it is. There's not been too many flies. There's not been a fly pandemic going on at all. It's been quite nice. It's been quite a nice summer so far. Although somebody needs to tell the trees that it's not autumn yet, because they've started shedding leaves already. Like I could start to see like a couple of the sort of larger oak trees starting to brown their leaves, and they've already dumped their seeds and everything everywhere. Do you know the little helicopter spinner things that you used to mess around with at school when you were younger? It's already like dumped a load of those, which is a bit interesting. Hello, Crisis. Good to see you from this morning, sir. Welcome, welcome. Maple pattern boldness. You hate to see it. It's true. Anyway, let us jump into the long dark here again. Hopefully everyone's keeping well. It's going to just be keeping with the usual schedule of a nice chill stream. Managed to make my, obviously, bearskin jacket. I think the plan was to take a lot of food with me out towards the coastal highway for the sake of doing some reconnaissance. And Mikey Ginger, good to see you. And hello Spicky as well. Welcome, welcome all. Okay, I've got to find where the game is first of all. That is step one. There it is. Am I on the right Steam account? Yes. Click play, and then I go over to here, and then I scroll down a little bit, and then we kill the nice ambience with a nice change of scene. It's one of these. For the Star Citizen aficionados amongst you, I've been reliably informed by one of your... Spiky. Is it Spiky, not Spicky? Sorry, old habits die hard. There was someone who used to be called Spicky who had a similar name to that. Spiky then, my bad. Yeah, for the Star Citizen fans amongst you, if you like me sort of bumming around in space, the next patch is going to be coming out in... well, it's going to be going to the public test server for the first wave of public testing in, I don't know, a couple of days, couple of weeks. I forget exactly what Freddie said. He's my aficionado to all things Star Citizen. And, yeah, I'm kind of like... I'm eager to get back into it, because I do like playing Star Citizen every now and again. The only problem is that the latest update, and the reason why I haven't been playing it, update 3.9, has been particularly, buggy. It's been particularly bug-filled, this one. I mean, they're never the smoothest of operations, Star Citizen patches. Something always breaks something else, but a lot of the fundamental stuff that you would do day to day, like if it's like a small bug on a single type of ship, you know, and it's like a harmless thing, then it's not too bad, it's forgivable. But on the latest patch, elevators that you use to move around cities haven't been working, transit cars have been broken, and so you really find yourself endlessly hopping in and out of the main menu just trying to get an instance where those particular elevators are working and then maybe the transit car's not broken. So there's been a lot going on there. But yeah, other than that, we've not been too bad. Good to see you there, Mr. Ricey. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we're going to be jumping into some TLD here. If all being well, I should be able to explore at least some part of the Forgotten Highway. There was a couple of things that I was trying to take care of beforehand, though, before we actually get to that point. Now, we did get our bearskin jacket, which is nice. And we're reasonably warm. We don't have any ear warmers or the moose hide satchel yet, but, you know, you take the good with the bad. I've got a couple of rabbits on me, or at least one rabbit, which is nice. I've got our bow, and I've actually got our rifle as well. I'm not sure whether I don't know whether we were out bear hunting. I don't think we were. Hello, Psychopomp. Good to see you, mate. Hello, hello. The Discord is not pinging my stream. Sorry, do you say is the bot broken, Screwed? Hopefully it isn't, but you never know. Okay, we don't have anything left to cook. Let's have a look here. Ideally, I want to be sleeping in the car if I can, but we'll see. Right, what am I doing? I'm a little bit turned around. We can just drop that, like, outside. Just leave it on the snow out there, because that's ruined and I can't break it down. I've got those guts on me. I've got that. This, that. Little bit of reclaimed stuff. I'm sure a couple of my rabbit snares had broke, but I really can't remember what I was doing in the last stream. How far are we away from getting cooking level 5? We're quite close, actually. I think that was part of the shenanigan, wasn't it? I wanted to be able to take out a lot of this really high-calorie bear meat into the wilderness with me, but I couldn't really do that given the circumstances. Right, what we're going to do is we are going to prep for an away mission if we can here. Let's have a look then. So, I do need to get some meat and stuff in a moment. I don't have any on me, and I've only got a little bit of water. I think we'll probably be doing our expedition tomorrow at this rate. So let's go and drop off our guts. We'll try not to sprain our ankle too bad. Now, there's kind of a little bit of give and take here, right? Wearing the wolfskin coat and the bearskin coat together does mean that we are very warm, but it also means we are very, very heavy, very over-encumbered, and that does mean we limit ourselves on how much gear we can potentially bring back to the house. Now, I don't mind doing multiple trips. But we could land ourselves in a bit of bother if we're not careful. So I've got to make sure I'm at least being mindful of what's going on. Did I break any arrows, or do we have the max amount still? I still need to harvest that guy. Doesn't look like we've got any broken arrows on board, which is lovely. How many arrows do I have? I've got, what, 3 normals, 2 spares. I think I lost one of my arrows, didn't I? I think I had a 6th arrow that's disappeared into the wilderness, which is a bit of a shame. I do need to try and make some more arrows. That's half of the is it, what is it? Is it encumbered? Over encumbered? I don't know. Over cucumbered, and that's it. So I don't need 2 sewing kits. I don't need a spare bullet. I'm just trying to offload some of the gear that I did manage to get. I think some of the gear that I got was actually from the mine itself. I don't know whether I dropped all of them off, but hey ho. I've got my rifle that I'm not really using. Got that, that's fine. Yeah, I found that spare emergency stim. I will take an emergency stim with me. The quality tools I'm definitely not using. I can just put them in there for now. The rabbit, I will gust quarter, all the rest of that. It's got two emergency stims. I shouldn't really put that in there, but well, who's going to stop me? We've got a book, we've got plenty of matches, a little bit of reclaimed wood for the journey, that's fine. Not much else to do down here. We'll go upstairs and we'll grab some food, and then we'll sleep for the night, and then we'll move out tomorrow and hopefully explore some of the coastal highway. Yeah, if we can. Watching 2 streams right now. Who are you watching, Screwed? I know who one of them is. So yeah, this is our main rifle. We're just going to leave this up on the table. I don't know whether we went bear hunting or not. I think we might have. I think we scared him off, didn't we? He like disappeared out into the wilderness. Thank you very much there. I think Rocket Wolfpack. I don't know whether I caught your sub, but we'll say there. It's the E-Queen, Saru the Train. Ah, lovely. And Mr. Watt Dog as well. Thank you very much for the 25 months there. Very, very kind, sir. Is Saru playing some Train Sim? I actually meant to play some Train Sim, but I figured a bit of this would go down a treat as well. We don't have any risk of intestinal parasites, so I'm going to chow down a bit of that. Oh. Getting some freeze frames, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully that irons itself out as we play on. Playing Alien Isolation. Oh, God rest her. Nice. Thanks to you, I started playing The Long Dark. It's a nice game. No worries. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I'm getting some weird freezes at the start of loading. That's a bit weird. I've got plenty of spare food on here, and this is really my sort of tins and what I like to call non-perishable stuff that does take a little bit of time to go off. It does take a bit of time. I think banged up stuff is the stuff that I need to take a look at. Dusty's fine, new, banged up. Yeah. They do eventually go off, it just takes them longer than others, so I use them as kind of intermediary storage, which is nice. I've got 8 revolver bullets on me, which I'll probably keep on us for now, because it's not too big of a deal. I've got my first aid, I've got my painkillers, I've got that. Let's harvest this rabbit up. That's just something we can do. I probably want to take a better knife with me as we go in and amongst the hostile wildlife. Yeah, I do want to probably sharpen that up a little bit with a whetstone. I do actually need to get some water, so if you give me a hot second, I'll go and get that sorted. So just give me a minute. I'm just going to grab a drink before we get into the meat and gravy of it. 1 moment. You know, I was half expecting Ricey to try and stir up anarchy then while I was away. Seems he's lost his touch. Who knows? Oh, no. No, he did. Oh, he did he? No anarchy here. Oh, yeah. Oh, genuinely, he did. I didn't see that he'd been timed out there. That's funny. Right, okay, so let's drop off the guts of this rabbit then. I guess you are still in touch. There it is. We can drop that off. Did my rabbit skin clothing need any patch up? No, it looks like we've only just recently taken care of them. A couple of cured rabbit pelts just there, which is nice. I mean, we can take a little bit of this raw rabbit with us, although chances are I'm probably going to leave it here. I'm going to take quite a bit of venison with me if I can, because that's the highest calorie count that I have at the moment, and I need to be able to live out there for an extended period of time. I also need to get rid of my cabin fever if I can. So, I'm probably going to travel in the small hours of the morning. So I'm going to make sure I've got enough food and enough drink so that I can head out right from the car if I can. And then I can go from there. Right, drop off the raw stuff, as we don't want any unnecessary scent, like so. We'll probably want to drop off the old man's beard and the lichen and everything else. Hello, DeBear. Good to see you, mate. Let's jump in here. I'm kind of like scattering things around wrong, but it'll do for now. Drop all of that off. Drop off the old man's beard. This will be put away incorrectly, but as long as it's stored and that. Because I'm just trying to make sure I get to the expedition part as reasonably quickly as I can. Because if I don't, I'm just going to endlessly be playing House Reshuffling Simulator. I think people want to see some content, maybe. Just maybe. Who knows? So that's there, that's okay. None of these pots have got anything in, which is perfect. Cabin fever is always a faff, but nothing you can really do about it. I've got plenty of matches, which I'll probably take all of those with me, and the firelighter in case I get into any real trouble. And then I think that is basically us good to go. A little bit of patchwork for clothing. I'm not going to take my tin opener because of the fact that I am not using any tins, so I'll leave that over there for now. I suppose I could take it with me in case I need to eat tins while I'm out there. But the plan is to take my bow with me and kind of try and take part in the hunter-gatherer gameplay. I'm going to use the last of this whetstone as well upon my knife here. So let's sharpen it up. 4% improvement. Should be able to get, what, 4, 8, 12, 16% better condition on it, which is what we want. Kind of a secondary skill sharpening. It's like you just get better at it as time goes on, but there's no special perks or anything. There it is. So the knife is up to 38%. Can't do anything with that. Close that out. 38%, that's fine. The hatchet's doing good, and that's the one that we'll use the most of. Got our pry bar. An extra sewing kit we can probably just leave on the table over here. I'm not expecting to have to do too many field repairs. Right, we'll make sure we've got enough water for the journey. How many litres was that? We've got the spare whetstone. I'll just leave it there for now. 4 litres should be plenty for the road. I'll just make sure I've got enough of this venison with me. And then we can hopefully move out in the morning if the weather is good enough.
So night can't be far behind.
So let's grab as much of this stuff as we can. There we go. So how much is that? How much did we just grab? That should be enough. We're going to smell quite juicy. A bit of a walking buffet. But we should be relatively well stocked to go on an expedition. So we've got water, we've got food, we're going to smell, but it's no less than normal. Can't bear with the puns, eh? That's it. So the reason we're sleeping in the car, for anybody who's... Oh, that's alright. He's chill. He can't get in here. The reason we're sleeping in the car is due to something called cabin fever. We're a little bit beset by it, unfortunately. Which you get from being inside for too long. You get a bit stir-crazy, so you have to just spend a little bit of time in a change of scenery, which is nice. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours, see how the temperature does. Weather should be okay. My heavy jacket here should be just enough to keep us warm. A very nasty blizzard, -21, -22. See if I can sleep for another couple of hours. I've got to wake up periodically in case I start freezing. I'm going to sleep for another 2 hours. Hopefully we do okay here. Do let me know if the volumes are a bit sort of whack, or whether they're okay. Starting to freeze up a little bit. Yep. Not ideal. I'm just hoping this blizzard will pass, because otherwise this is going to delay my expedition. I'm going to try and sleep for another hour. Hopefully we don't get too cold. Cold is setting in a little bit more. As long as I can get over my cabin fever, that's the real thing. We're just going to be keep sleeping 1 hour at a time if we can. Right. Ooh, thank you very much there for gifting a sub there, Mr. Is it Carnage? As ZLZ Carnage, thank you very much there for the tier 1 sub to Breakspear. Very, very good of you, sir. Temperature's still pretty bad, but once we're over cabin fever, we are over it, so it's like, it's not awful. I will need to probably go and warm up a little bit to begin with. Sounds like the blizzard is slowly subsiding. No, it's actually, believe it or not, getting worse. What we're going to do is then we're going to head out and we're going to stumble back to the house. And then we'll go and sleep upstairs with our cabin fever defeated. And then we'll head out in the morning if we can. Lovely.
Can't feel my feet.
Let's just fire up our lantern. Probably want to take an extra flare with me just in case I run into bother. But I'll roll with just one. I tend not to need them all that often. Right. Close to bed. Extinguish the lantern so that I don't waste any fuel. We want to just have a quick drink of water before we hit the hay. And then we'll spend as long as the game will let us in bed. We'll sleep for like 6 hours if we can. That's going to get us nice and warm. Character's going to wake up. Okay. Let's take a look at the day ahead. Now, typically what this means is that if the weather is really bad at night, which it has been, the daytime tends to be a bit more hospitable once the blizzard has time to calm down. So I've really got a choice here. Depending on how blastingly freezing it is outside, I might be able to just get away with heading out now, especially if visibility's okay, but from the sounds of it, I'm going to be snowed in for another day. Let's have a look. It's not amazing out there, let's be real. Yeah, that's pretty crap, isn't it? I mean, it's not unnavigatable. What's the wind chill like? I mean, it's horrendous. It's actually horrendous. It's so cold out. It's minus 38 degrees with a minus 28 degree wind chill. There's no way we can travel in that. Okay, so what are my options here? I might be able to stave off fatigue if I just have a coffee. To light up my lantern again. And I'm going to make a brew. Just to try and get us as far as we can as we go out there. Right, let us open the stove up. We shall use some tinder plugs and a stick and try and light up a fire with an 85% chance to light. We'll then add a couple of sticks in and we'll make ourselves a coffee. And then hopefully the warmth effect from that should be able to let us get some distance towards where we're trying to get to. Is it Bovril? Yes. Coffee flavoured Bovril. Let's use a stick. A couple of them. 20 minutes should be plenty to make a coffee. Cook. Coffee. Tin. Go. 10 minutes. Kill the light. Close that up. And then wait for the coffee. And then get it straight down. It's going to get us nice and warm. Sounds like the weather has subsided a little bit. Now, normally I wouldn't recommend leaving a fire unattended, but today we are going to make an exception. We've got reduced fatigue and we've got warmth, which is nice. Let's see what the weather's like out here. Weather has actually calmed down a little bit. It's probably still very cold, but we can at least navigate in this. Now, I must apologise because it is going to be very dark for you, but I'm just gonna motor with what I have. It's still very cold, and there's still quite a few wolves and other crap hanging about. Can't see any bears, which is Well, that's a boon, to say the least. The sun is actually going to start rising very soon. Some of you may be able to see a slight orange haze just ahead of us. Now, I do have a wolf tracking me here, and that was inevitable. But he shouldn't be too much of a problem. I do have my bow drawn. As long as I stay sort of one step ahead of him, I'm going to be alright. He's still tracking me from a bit of a distance. It's mostly because of the amount of food that I've brought with me. Because I didn't know how long I was going to be embedded inside the coastal highway once I get through the mine. So I want to make sure I, have enough materials to explore stuff. That's the real key here. Just go over this mountain ridge. Okay, so yeah, again, as the night presses on here, as the day starts to dawn, I should say, visibility will start improving here. The warmth effect from the coffee we've had is going to be really paying dividends, not least the fatigue protection of it all is going to be very, very good. Wolf will probably still be tracking us. Yep, there he is. He's just coming onto the end of the bridge now. He's still tracking us from quite a distance. That's not a problem. So how are people in chat doing? Like I say, are we all having nice days? To the people that are just joining, welcome, welcome. If we find a random deer or wolf somewhere out here in the ether, we'll probably find my spare arrow. There's a wolf that we shot in and around this area, and he ran off with one of my arrows, and I haven't been able to find him since. It was some time ago now. There's a deer just there. I thought that might have been a moose for a second. That scared me a little bit. I feel shit, but you already knew that, yes. This wolf is very angry, but again, there's not much I can do. With this much deer meat on me, I'm a walking barbecue at this point, but... Oh, he's getting a bit closer. I see ya. Now, a good headshot should knock that wolf down, but I'm not necessarily keen on getting into a grapple, because I need all my condition. And I've not really tired enough to sleep to get it back. So if I can avoid combat, that is preferable. This large archway here represents us getting... He's getting quite close. I'm going to just speed up a little bit. Take it easy there. He's probing a little bit. Oh, God, I shot him through the fucking mouth. And he's okay. Okay, fucking fight back. We got him. Sprained my ankle fighting him.
Thank goodness.
I'm going to leave him there. Okay. Painkillers on the pain. And then I need to, like, support my foot with a bandage, don't I? Yeah. Okay. Bandage on the foot. And that should support it. There we go. But we didn't lose any condition, which was good. And I got my arrow back. Well, that wasn't too bad. That could have been a worse encounter. I shot him through the fucking mouth. I was quite surprised that he didn't go down, but he clearly wasn't too bad, because just one stab with the knife was enough to finish him off. In fact, he was probably in the process of dying as he mauled us there with the arrow through the head. Probably had like 1 HP left, yeah. Like, because that fucking arrow was in there. Don't we want the wolf meat? No, Hell's Reprisal. At the moment, we've got bigger fish to fry. We are currently in transit to the Sydney coal mine. Well, I don't know whether it's the Sydney coal mine, but it's the something coal mine. And, yeah, Sydney mine's Skyrim, actually, isn't it? Yeah, I'm getting my games confused. Yeah, fucking... So we're on our way to a coal mine to transit through to a different area for the sake of reconnaissance and an expedition. So that's where we're actually heading at the moment. Part of me wanted to go and explore an area called the Timberwolf Mountain, but we're actually missing a crucial piece of equipment. We don't have in our possession a hacksaw. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it's actually one of the most important pieces of kit that you can take up onto Timberwolf Mountain. Up on Timberwolf Mountain there is an airliner crash, much larger than the one on this map. Our one is like a small passenger airline. The one that's crashed up on Timberwolf Mountain is like a large sort of jumbo jet carrying cargo. Well, maybe not a jumbo jet, but a larger jet. And the containers that carry all of the cargo and supplies have crashed. They've fallen out there, which means we need to be able to get into those containers. Now, the only way to get into the containers is to saw the locks off them, and you can only saw a lock off them using a hacksaw. So if we can find a good condition hacksaw, we'll be in pretty good shape. Usually a hacksaw at the Mountaineer's hut. Yeah, the thing with that, Yazza, is that I would rather find a hacksaw before I go than do the expedition up towards Timberwolf Mountain and then find there's one not there. I'd rather guarantee have one. It was actually super jarring to see Qstream League. He is so pleasant, and I tend to associate League with toxicity, but it is nice. Yeah, it was nice even. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes you can't avoid it. And I do like my multiplayer games every now and again. I do play League in my spare time, and it's usually quite chill. I'm not too PJ Salt. I used to be. I used to be a very angry man when I played League, but I tend not to really let it bother me or faze me these days. One of the best things that I did for enjoying League of Legends was walking away from ranked. I used to do ranked play, and I was never really that good. I was gold 2, which is better than most, but not better than most equally. But the thing with that was people put an awful lot of emotional attachment into their fake internet points, and they get very, very emotional when they lose them. And so, you know, just the toxicity just is rife. We're actually heading up there, so I might cut up this mountain here on the right, considering the visibility is good. There's normally 1 or 2 wolves that hang around here, so we may have some company, but we'll see. I never had the patience to deal with ranked. Yeah, it's just that ranked wouldn't even be too bad, and it is nice to, like, you know, have a league to climb in. You know, have a point or an overarching purpose of playing your league games. But at the end of the day, people just get far too ragey over their league points, and it's just some of the shit that people say is just stupid. So I tend not to bother with it anymore, because it just makes you a salty person if you play. If you're just bathed in salt, it starts to irritate your skin. You know, it's just, and then you become the salt, and then that's part of the problem. So we're heading sort of over here. The coal mine is literally just up there on that very high crest. So we've just got to follow the base of this hill round, and then we're golden. And then we're exploring. I've got to be honest, the coastal highway is actually a part of the map I know very little about. I have only ever had one playthrough where I was at coastal highway, so I know from memory, because I spent a good month or 2 there. I know from memory that there's quite a bit of I say quite a bit of loot. It's not the most militarized area. We'll tend to find probably a lot of tools. There's a decent home base that I can use there if I use it as an expedition point for a couple of days. But again, I kind of had a different plan in my head when it came to this area, because what I wanted to do originally was I wanted to be able to go around the map in a big circle, so all of the areas on this game are connected. And so I wanted the mountain, I wanted the coastal highway even to be my next port of call, if you will. I wanted it to be the next area that I go and explore. But unfortunately, there was a complication in that plan. Here we go, here's the coal mine, mining road. There was a complication in that plan in the form of this hacksaw. Timberwolf Mountain can only be explored from Pleasant Valley, here at this location where I am now. You cannot get to it via any other means, which means I should really explore Pleasant Valleys, or I should really explore Timberwolf Mountain while I am here. It just makes sense, doesn't it? So that means I've got to get up Timberwolf Mountain and actually access the loot that Timberwolf Mountain has available to us, which means finding a hacksaw, which means I have to go up here into the next area to at least find a hacksaw. And if I'm going to go up there to find a hacksaw, I may as well go up there and loot the rest of it. Tomorrow, a forest stream. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see with regards to the forest. I did loot that last time. It's regrown, but I've got no interest in that. I don't want to weigh myself down with stuff I can harvest when I'm here. hear crows down here. Who knows? So yeah, we got to stumble through this coal mine. It's quite a long coal mine, and then we'll come out on the other side and we'll see what's there. But yeah, should make for an interesting expedition to be sure. Leave Pleasant Valley. There it is. Sorry, I might have missed Ricey's message there. Sorry, I don't catch them all. Jaina told us to ask you about the next forest stream. Right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So you're saying that Jaina's choice of game is bad? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we want to keep left, I believe. Long Dark Horror Edition, this is it. Any boogeymen in the mine? Nope, all boogeymen have been cleared out under the official Boogeyman Act. We could do with some food and drink when we get to the other side of this mine. Like I say, we've basically explored all of this. We've got as much of the gear here. There's certain things we strategically left behind due to not really needing them. Well, there was a backpack, did I? No, I did get that. You have shit game taste too. That's it. Across the hole in the floor, big monker. Up and over. It's interesting that this mine was electrified at some point. Very interesting stuff. This is like part way through. We've already looted all of that. We want to go this way, I think. Up and to the left. The mine certainly doesn't sound very happy. And here's the exit. Very nice. I just got to make sure I've got enough lantern fuel to come back through the other side. Looted all of these shells and stuff, which is great. Right, kill the main light. We didn't actually even step outside last time, so I have no idea what to expect on the other side of this. And then, yeah, we'll go and have an explore. Should be interesting. Visibility is good on Coastal Highway. Weather's nice. A little bit overcast. It's not warm, but it's not too cold. We can definitely live with it. We just need to make sure we get back here in good time. Let's see then.
Yeah.
I think I did bring some charcoal with me, coincidentally, so considering visibility is good, you can just survey the local area so that our map has the abandoned coal mine on it, and then in the off chance that we need to get back here, we will be able to. I'll go right, based on the fact there's a wolf that way. We'll sort of follow any trails that we can see. There's I think the logging yard down there. This isn't a particularly deep map. It's quite narrow. There's a lot of ice fjords and stuff. There's a cabin here. I shall go and explore that. And again, bumping into wolves and stuff is something that we can expect. Fishing, actually. There's fishing here. I haven't given much thought to that. Fishing is something that we haven't really done in this game at all. If we do move here, it might be worth doing that to fish. Because I very, very rarely fish. There we go. I can hear birds as well. Okay. Let's see. First building. Again, just a little bit of lag. Not sure what's causing all of that. Put our bow away. Check all the shells. This is Stalker difficulty, so I'm not expecting to find a huge abundance of things. Mostly clothes and stuff I'm not going to bother with. Newsprints I'm not really going to bother with. It's mostly food and survival supplies that I'm after. Clothes I have absolute rafts of. I probably will take stuff that appears in containers like that. No, that's okay. Hoodie. Yeah, because like sometimes if you don't check the container again afterwards, you can, well, you can forget stuff, or there can be, say for example, the first thing I found was that newspaper, but there could have been another thing that was like, I don't think there's anything down. I just want to double check. There is actually a small trail here. very steep. I'm trying not to be too aggressive. We're actually already down at the road. This was quite fast. I might actually get down onto the road immediately. Because if we can find the garages already, that'll be quite worth. There's a dead deer here. There's cabins. Am I already at the garages? I don't think I'm at the garages. I could be, but it leads... I don't remember there being houses here. I just need to kind of remember my way back to the coal mine as best I can. Nothing left, nothing right. I think the garages are left of here from memory. The log sort. Interesting. Pop that away. Let's just have a little bit of food, just to lighten the load a bit. And we'll have a drink of water as well. So that reduces the amount we have to carry, which is always a blessing. We can always boil up more water while we're here. Right, so let's have a look then. These old houses tend to have some interesting stuff in them. I'll just go through and have a rummage. Very nice. So far,
Hope I can still eat this.
pork and beans. Better than nothing. Search the oven. Nothing in there. Couple of cabinets. Some maple syrup. Very high calorie counts. Can't argue with that. Are you playing the event or a normal game? I'm playing just a normal game. Enough of coffee.
Use this later.
I'm just going to drink that straight away for the reduced fatigue while I'm exploring. Nice cold cup of coffee left in a microwave, eh? That is prime real estate. Bit of lantern fuel, that's going to be really helpful. Fridge. Hopefully nothing raw. No, okay. Lantern fuel is a good find. Some pork and beans. Always check the shelves. Bathroom cabinets. Toilet basins do have water in, or it's rather the cistern.
Stuff will come in handy.
Emergency stim, 100% condition, not bad. Less chance of shit going wrong. So that's that room sorted. There was nothing there. Didn't check this. Anything good? Nothing in there. Okay, let's check the top floor. This is a very cosy house. This is a very cosy cabin. Checking under the bed, there is nothing. Checking under the chair, there is nothing. It's very easy to miss small rifle casings, so you do have to be very conscious of where you're looking. Just single bullets discarded here and there. Very easy to glance over them. There's a flare there. That makes up for the one that I didn't bring with me, the spare one. Nothing in there. Nothing in any of them. Nothing there. Okay, not bad. Check this area out. The event is cool. It's brutally cold, hard to find guns, clothes, but tools. Clothes and tools, but lots of food. I see. Yeah, no, I personally haven't taken part in the event. Thank you very much there to Asari for gifting a sub to Sam Squatch there. Very, very generous of you. Thank you very much. Good stuff. Right, let's head on through. There was another house over here. Are you sure? There's also what looks like another coal mine. That one's boarded up. Crows hanging around out over there. Looks like there's another coal mine just there. We'll have to have a look at that in a moment. Okay, let's have a look then. So we've got a spare flare. Again, survival supplies are really what I'm after. So this lantern, I can break that down for fuel, which is what I want to do. A spare can of grape soda, which is always welcome on Planet Joe. Check this, there's some root stump remover down there, some jerky. A little bit overburdened. Ooh, plenty of food in this place. Good find.
I need to drop something.
It's alright, we'll just sort of eat and drink our way through as we go. Fatigue reduced is going down. It's not too bad. I can be a little bit overburdened. It's not the end of the world. Hello, Fascist Penguin. Great username. Okay, not bad. There's this dead person over here. I'm just going to explore the dead body. And then I'm going to take a look at that mine. Oh, it's just a deer. Okay, so what's this? I don't remember there being a mine here. This is interesting. I didn't think there were. I think it's Desolation Point that has a shitload of coal mines on it. Hello, Saru! 24 people? Raise your funks. Funk, 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 funk.
Oh,
Mikey Ginger,
yeah.
thank you very much for gifting a sub there. Very, very kind. So what's this mine about? I'm not going to grab the Reshi mushrooms from here. I don't remember this. I did not know there was a mine here. Leave Coastal Highway. Very dark, right as you get through the portal. Very, very dark indeed. This mine goes to Desolation Point.
What have we here?
Warm combat boots. Not really too much of a fan of them. Was there anything else in there? Just double check. No, just the combat boots. And I took them anyway. I really don't need them because they weigh a shit ton. Search this. Can you find people? Dead. Ooh, that's a good find. Heavy. That's good. That's a very good find. There's a torch, more lantern fuel. The torch is an interesting find, but I mean, does this go through to where I want it to? I mean, I probably don't want to leave yet, do I? No, I won't explore this mine yet. Right. There was a flashlight, yeah. I'm not too bothered about the flashlight just yet. It's only really useful during an aurora, and that's very rare. I'm gonna kill that. I don't want to spend the better part of the day inside that mine. But that's Leaves Coastal Highway. It doesn't go anywhere anyway. Oh, does it not? That's unusual. It does say Leave Coastal Highway, but I wonder if that's just because it's an area you can go in. So I think that ruined building down there is the next part of the... Because I'm sure there's some garages around here. No, it joins up to the mine you were just in. Oh, does it? Interesting. I mean, I may explore it then. I just want to do a surface skim. Whilst finding the heavy hammer and stuff was good, I'm actually after a hacksaw. I suppose you could potentially find a hacksaw in this mine. Aren't you scared of snow? This isn't Saru, I know, right? Terrible. Gotta get my Skyrim fix elsewhere, sorry, yeah, I know. Sorry, my G. There's that up there. I saw something. Oh, there's a watchtower up there. I saw a red thing. I wonder if I get up there... If I go up to that watchtower, will I be able to do that thing where I'm able to look around? There's a rope climb there, but I'm way too overburdened for that. I'm guessing that's the short way up. I kind of want to explore that watchtower because that's probably quite a good place to find supplies and ammunition. You know what, I'll explore that watchtower on the way back if I can. I'm already very overburdened. But I figured I was going to be spending at least one night here, so... Just make sure I've got my... I mean, the possibility of running into a bear up here is actually quite high. I've got to be very wary. I'm going to stay on this higher trail, see where it brings me out. I'm sure in times gone by there used to be a bear around here. I can't remember this. It was this exact stretch or not. To climb it, you can briefly leave stuff at the rope to climb it. Yeah, but I suppose there's coming back down. If I'm overburdened, then I've got to leave stuff at the top and the bottom, and it just becomes a bit of a faff. So there's another cabin over there. I just want to have a quick peer over. I don't know whether that's. I don't think that's the cabin I was at before. That road just carries on that way. Okay, let's go and explore that cabin there, halfway up. So it looks like a Vietnam rice paddock kind of type thing. There's like 3 layers. There's this mid layer that I seem to be walking on. There seems to be a higher area up there. You can see where those logs are. That's clearly supporting a bank for a road. And then there's a lower area down here which seems to be shadowing the road. Ah, here is actually this is actually the village here with the garage. Okay. My memory of this place is a little bit lacking, but yeah, it's kind of there. I've kind of got I'm kind of Gandalf. I kind of have a memory of this place. I am going to have a drink of water. That's it, DeBear. So I wonder if that might zigzag up to that higher plane. We're going to go down to the village after this. Thank you very much there to Krill. Krill did the bomb. Very, very kind. A little bit of lag when I come in. I don't know what's causing that. I didn't do that before. Maybe there's something to do with the update. Okay, so we got the can of grape soda. We've got a mostly rancid energy bar. Some work pants. I mean, are they better than the ones I'm wearing? Because I know I'm not. I've got combat trousers, which are going to give me a lot of protection if I get mauled. I tend to lean towards wearing the combat stuff. Reinforced, articulated for good mobility. I think I'll keep those on. The warmth protection's pretty good on them. There's not much wind chill protection on them, but what can I do? Just make sure there was nothing else in there. That's right. Again, I've got a middle. That's quite heavy. How am I doing for antiseptic? It's heavy, but I'll take it with me. Check the drawer. Tier 3 sub you Egypt. Oh! Oh, it's a tier... so it is. Thank you very much, Krill. Oh, you've got the little Admiral's cap now. Congratulations. And thank you. Very, very kind. I apologise for glazing over you like some tier 1 peasant. Moobot says, please. Very nice. Behind me, he notices. Yep. I mean, I've never had the best situation. It may come as a shock to some people in chat that I don't have the best situational awareness. Quite a lot of these houses are destroyed, actually. There's not much here. I imagine the garage is obviously there, but quite a few of these houses are knocked out. Yeah, Cube Blind exists for a reason. To be honest, there's normally quite a few wolves that hang around here. I'll try and grab like a couple of the exteriors of the buildings here, like looking around for like containers and stuff in the rubble, check cars and things, and then, as it looks like that snowstorm that we dodged, where the eye of it has been passed, and now we're in for a bit of a shock. Car batteries. There's a couple of chocky bars in here. Oh, there's some revolver ammo as well. God, it's all happening over here. Let's nip outside. Check the back seat, the boot, and then we'll... Oh! And some spray paint. I might actually take that with me. Just to mark the exits. Lovely stuff. Hello, Nadab. Nothing in the trunk. The battery's nice, but I don't need it, to be honest. Like, the whole manufacturing of ammunition thing is cool as, you know, an idea, but part of the fun of this game was that rifle ammunition was finite. And I know you make it in poor condition, but like half of the fun was that the ammo was finite. You couldn't just spray and pray and then build more. You know, like the firearms industry isn't exactly booming post-apocalypse, and therefore, you know, if you wasted your ammunition, then you did without, or you had to move to a bow. The whole point was that you transitioned to the hunter-gatherer style of gameplay. That was the transition that you made. Lots of car batteries. But unfortunately, yeah, there's like massive emphasis, sadly. Leave that. Massive emphasis on like manufacturing ammunition and stuff so that rifles don't become useless. But I liked that they became useless. It made using them all the more risky. Because you knew that you had so much ammo, and that if you used it, that would, you know, tough poo. If you ran out, you ran out. Thank you very much for that. Lots of little hosts in there, which is great. Is it Nose Glass? Thank you very much. Is there a renewable source of ammo manufacturing now? Like, can you always find... Yes, so basically you use a mix of the lead from car batteries and stump remover to make like a black powder type deal. And then there's one place on the map, in the entire map, where there's a manufacturing workbench, or an ammo manufacturing bench, and you're able to make crude ammunition. Which I've got to be honest, I mean, it's okay, and I'm sure some people like it, but I thought the whole point of this game was that you had to, like, slowly become better at, you know, more, as your levels got higher, you know, like, as your level with the bow gets higher, as your level with everything else gets higher, you slowly had to transition to the hunter-gatherer, bow and arrow style of gameplay. Keep looting. So far, no rifle ammunition. It's not the end of the world, but put my bow away just to speed this up a little bit, as we're not waiting for the ammunition to holster. You need to find a code somewhere and then go to the workbench during the Aurora, so it's pretty tricky. So it's not easy then. Okay, fair enough. So it's justifiably hard. Okay, well, I'm actually happier to hear that. Let's check these top cabinets. Feel so ignored by Moobot, I know, right? Tin of sardines, not bad. Not a bad little dinner haul here. Let's just check into the bed as best I can. I don't think there's anything else about. Character's feeling quite sluggish with the amount of gear that he has. I think depending on what I find in the garage here, I may just double back straight away and then begin an expedition up to Mystery Lake. Not Mystery Lake, the other one, Timberwolf Mountain. Because I know there's like, it's weird, but the Timberwolf Mountain spawns are set. The crash containers tend to always spawn in the same place, which is nice. They're like landmarks rather than random pieces of loot. Tin soup. Search the oven. Nothing in there. We'll work our way around. Big tin of coffee. I'm actually really good for coffee. Herbal tea is going to be very good, because I don't have much of that at home. There's a tin up there on the counter. Looks like more tomato soup. No tomato soup mad here. Anyone for a coffee? No. Let's have a look. Okay, not much going on there. There's another drink here. Nothing there. Check the fridge. This has been okay. There's been a decent bit of food here. I've been quite surprised with how much food we've managed to find. Spare sewing kit's good. Spare chocolate bar, just stuffed in a cupboard. Salty crackers. That's what I am when I play League. Nothing up on the fireplace there. Down there. That's just a thin wool sweater, nothing amazing. The jeans, socks, plenty of clothes, pop that in there. Bit of cloth, I'll take that with me, just in case I need to craft more bandages as I move on through the wilderness here. But again, so far no ammunition. Been a little bit devoid of... Oh, there's... oh, hello. Thermal underwear. Lighter accelerant and wooden matches. And another flare. I'm kind of like really good for flares at the moment.
I can use this.
Anything else in there? Nope. That's all checked out then. There was a can of Summit soda just there. Don't think anything else spawns in that cupboard. Right. Now we move on to the garage itself, which is kind of like the hub for this area. If you're going to make a base, this is pretty much the place to do it. So in we go. We'll just check this pickup truck out here. See if its battery's in place. It is, so plenty of, you can harvest plenty of lead in and around here, which is nice.
Wonder if this is anything.
There we go. Right, there's a back door here. There it is. Very nice. Okie dokie. Not too bad then. So we've got more of that spray paint. We've got a car battery and a spare whetstone, which is good because we needed that. Let's just do a surface skim sewing kit. We're just going to do a surface gear skim here. Nothing too thorough to start with, just to see if our fabled hacksaw is about. There it is.
Just what I need.
Spot on. The game heard me talking about it and it delivered, and it's at 77%. So that basically means our journey up to Timberwolf is now tantalisingly close. There's an ass that. Who does this? Oh god. Who does that to it? Just impales it on a spike for display. Oh god. You told me to hang it up. And that's what I did. I love that, that's brilliant. We'll check the lock locker, see what's in there.
That'll come in handy.
Decent fisherman's sweater, heavy. Let's have a look at that. And a long wool scarf. I've already got one of those. Just ragged trail boots, nothing in there. Basin for your water. Let's just take a look at that raggedy sweater. Got that. That's an inner layer. Let's take a look at that, because I don't have the most amazing inner layer.
Bag is getting too heavy to carry.
There you go. Look at that. This is better. This is a better inner layer than that. Let's repair. Or eat and drink some stuff. No, I cocked that up. This should add a bit more warmth to ourselves there. There we go. Wear. It's not bad. And then we can rip the old one up. 45 minutes. We're going to be spending the night here anyway, for the looks of it. And then we can do a more thorough loop run, which is nice. Right, let us eat, or yeah, we'll eat some of our venison, just to reduce the amount that we're carrying. Drink a lot of our water. Then we can just go through and just make sure that there's nothing else here. Because this could be... Because this, I'm pretty sure, when we leave the area, is going to be our place of operations. Energy drink, tin of tomato soup. Nothing there. Anything behind the counter? No. Cash register. Nothing there. Nothing there. No ammunition. Haha! Another fire striker. That's actually a really good find. I wasn't looking for one of those, but now that I've found it, that's fantastic. An ass load of flares. I'm going to leave those flares because I've already got millions of them at home. Cupboard, get all of this. This has been a really good...
Feels like a lot of gear.
It is a lot of gear, that's why. Okay, I've already got the spray cans and stuff, so that's not too important. Let's just do a slightly closer loot run check around here. You tend not to find more than one thing in these drawers, but... Workers' gloves, don't really need them. First aid kit, antibiotics.
I could use this.
Even better. Water purification tabs. Spare tools over there. We've already got the spray can with us, so we don't need any of that. A revolver cartridge. No other bullets anywhere, is there? Check this big cupboard.
Thank goodness.
Can always have spares. Bit of jerky. than that. Okay, not bad at all. We do have a spare bedroll here, 68% condition. We'll check some of these other areas. Yes, herbal tea, that's good. Not bad at all, chat. Not bad at all. Big tin of coffee. Yeah, we'll definitely, if we can, spend the night here. Streamer loot whore, I know, right? All of those are unlocked. Let's just check this thing.
Could end up being useful.
It really can't. There's really nothing that Mittens can do for me that I don't already have. Raggedy plant shirt. Unless there's some really good inner layer gear here. That's running shoes. Dog shit. Car battery, spray can. Storm lantern I can break down for spare lantern fuel because I'm always after lantern fuel. Kerosene and the like. And then I'm pretty much fully geared, so tomorrow I can just go back the way I came. Maybe I could go via the... what's it? The watchtower. Might make for a bit of a journey. And I might be too heavy to get up there, to be honest, because I am absolutely loaded with gear and kit. Right, take that sewing kit with me. I am currently weighing a cool and casual 48 kg.
Yeah.
Not much to be done about it. Thank you very much there to Mr. Man Pretty and primarily Snark. Very, very kind to both of you. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to chill here for tonight. It's getting towards being quite late. I'm just going to drink. Could maybe eat as well. Am I hungry? I don't think I am. No, I'm not really even that hungry. I could set off in the small hours of the morning. Yeah, let's get some sleep. And we'll set off in the small hours of the morning. Let's go from this. Right. Sleep for as long as the game will let us. Hopefully it will be late, but with decent visibility. Well, there's no Aurora on. Bit of that. Let's eat up. Now let's go outside and check our visibility. Now, we have 1 million lanterns that we need to try and chop through here. So that we can... Oh, that is a good food haul. Holy shit. Well done. And we haven't even fully looted this place. That's just... We've hit like a couple of the major spots, but we haven't fully looted it at all. This compound. Dusting sulfur, chemical compound, crafting ammunition, craft compound. I'm going to leave this shit behind. I'm just going to leave it here, because I'm not going the way of the crafting just yet. These hacksaws are definitely important. That lantern's got 100%, so let's harvest these ones because we get the fuel out of them. The heavy hammer is very important to be able to craft stuff, which is what we want. Literally an empty bottle, why not? And then this one, actions. This one's got quite a lot in it. Harvest it down. And then we can sleep for a little bit more. Yeah, we got a shitload of lantern fuel now, which is perfect. Let's just drink up some more water. Reduce the amount that we're having to carry. Don't need to eat anymore. Let's just get back into bed for the moment. Where's the thing? There it is. Sleep for another few hours. And then we'll try and head back out. Should be very early morning. Now again, in an ideal world... would be daytime right now and everything would be nice and easy to navigate via, but I don't think we're going to have that luxury. Drop the scrap metal. Very good point. I'll just dump it here. What do I think about navigating in this? I think it's doable. If I stick to the road... this will be doable. It's not cold. It's just visibility. I'm already completely overladen with gear, so I'm not going to be able to explore that watchtower this time. We potentially have wolves up ahead. No, I need to stay with my back to the wind, because that's going to kind of push me along, which is what I need here. Lovely stuff. How goes the tuition fund? Hope my $5 Twitch Prime sub made a small dent. It certainly did. Haven't updated the official number yet from the donations earlier. What I'm probably going to do is wait to see what my paycheck is from Speckies for this month on the furlough scheme, and then add it all up at the end of the month, which is going to be nice. Thank you very much for everyone that put into that. That was very, very kind. Obviously, the fundraiser is still going. If people want to cash on in, that would be very nice. It's so that Jane can go to university. So is that a full university? Sorry, is that the full university ride, or is it 1 year? That's 1 year, Sanhal. Did someone say donation stream? We had a bit of a donation stream earlier, so I'm not looking for more. People have done their job today. It was very, very nice, very sweet of people. And so thank you very much if you were here for Euro Truck this morning. That was very, very, very kind of you. I guess we can loot this car as we're coming on by. Again, it's not cold, so I can kind of get away with it. Spray can. Well, at least I know where all the fucking spray cans are spawning. Bit of jerky and a rifle cartridge. Let's keep going. Through the middle of all this collapse. So I kind of know where I'm going. I need to get to a place called the Log Sort. When I get to the Log Sort, I could potentially hide indoors for a little bit, but travelling at this time is actually good, because it means I will make it back to the Pleasant Valley farmstead before sundown on the next day, because we've started off so early today. And again, visibility's okay. Well, sorry, visibility's the problem, I should say, but the temperature's okay. Like, it is not that cold out, which is ideal for us, to be honest. And with the wind to our back, it's perfect for us to be travelling in a... which I think this is a westerly direction on this map. Right. There are those big wooden monoliths, if you remember them, so the Log Sort is just up ahead. We're moving very slowly here as we're so overburdened with gear. I will just drink a little bit of water, try and lighten the load in whatever tiny way I can. Have a drink of water myself while we press on here. Oh, lovely. Big burp. Pathetic burp in the light of our resident burp queen, but... For your information, I believe I have a spare set of climbing socks back at Pleasant Valley that... I believe I have a pleasant set of... words. I believe I have a better set of climbing socks. Somewhere up there, that's fine. I believe, is that the mine entrance just there? I think that's the entrance to that mine. I mean, I could just stick my head further in the mine. Somebody said that this all links together.
Keep the change, you filthy
Well, £5
animal.
from Saru.
Choo-choo late train to donation stream.
No, that's all right. Thank you very much, Saru. Oh, thank you very much, sweetheart. That's very kind. Papa bless, Saru bless. Funk, 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 funk. Very kind. Thank you very much. Right, let's see here. I just probably want to fuel this up a little bit. Very nice. Let's push on in. I did say I wasn't going to explore this, but if this, someone said this connect, does this mine connect to the mine I was just in, or is it a total dead end? The mine doesn't link; it's just the same name. Does this go anywhere, or is it a dead end? Total dead end. Well, I'll stick my head in. Because I heard this place has, like, this place is special during the Aurora. If there's an Aurora going on, you can potentially get more gear here. So I don't know how that works. Yeah, there's like a lift look. I think this works in the Aurora. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there's no Aurora today, so... There's that ominous light at the end of the tunnel there. Bit of jerky on that crate. Yeah, let's just move on and out. You can see just how slow our character is. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get out of here for sure.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
You're fine. I'm going to take that with me as I don't have a torch back at base. Save on fuel. There's an ending in the story mode, but this isn't the story mode. This is the survival mode.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
So I want to continue this way. And then, do I want to hunker down at the lodge sort for a little bit in one of the
Keep the
houses? I think I will. £3 from Nosebank there, because if it's worth saying once, it's worth saying again. Fuck the IRS, Jesus. Yeah, it's true. Stealing me money. To be fair, it's my own fault. I didn't fill out the form properly. Yeah, we're going to hunker down here. Do I hunker down here? Do I hunker down here? Yeah, I might be able to get a couple of hours of kit just so that our character stays at reasonably high speed. In we go. Lovely. What's the story? I'm okay with spoilers. There isn't any story to this particular thing that I'm doing right now. This is just the survival game. I don't know anything about the story mode. I've never played it. I always preferred this game as just a survival sandbox. So I've never actually witnessed the story in any real measure. Let's hit the hay for like, what, 2 hours? 3 hours? 2 hours. Lovely. Gotta pay for all that military budget somehow, it's true. There we go. Ooh. Bit of lag. Weather sounds better. Visibility's hopefully going to be okay. Hopefully it's not too raving out there. Out this way and then we're good to go. Yeah, visibility's fantastic. So this is the trail I came down, if I understand it. I can't sprint at the moment, so I'm at the mercy of the wildlife, so I may have to shoot my way out, but hopefully that's going to be okay. Right, so... I need that.
Not
what I
gonna be able
want
to carry this load for much longer.
is the spray can that I have with me. Shape not shown on the map. This shape is not shown on the map when display. That's clothing. Direction to go. Right. So it's up here. I want to point to the exit. There it is. Can I add something to the quick menu, I wonder? Outcraft? I think I can I? Yeah. And it's up there, isn't it? So I would normally carry on that trail, but this is like a secret, really steep shortcut. So I'm going to put a marker on that tree that points up there. can hear like crackling and crunching in my ear. Okay. It seems crazy that that's not on the... Oh no, there it is, navigation. Yeah. Then I know that the route I need to take is just up here. Lovely. Steep, but it's doing the job. Very nice. And yeah, this is a shortcut back to the mine. Should be a cabin just around here. There he is. And then it's straight on over and up. A little bit slower going uphill, but what can you do? Have a bit more water, just reduce the load. We can actually eat a little bit as well. Or reduce the amount of gear we're having to carry. Very good. Even a tiny bit faster as a result of that. I'm just going to tag this one so I know that that secret way through is here as well. If I tag this way. Straight on. Lovely. It's a bit like Alan Wake, isn't it, with all the markers? People talking about university in chat there, I see. Yeah, it's a lot of money here. In Scotland, though, as I understand it, it's free for university students to study. I don't know why it is so much here in the UK. Gotta get that Brexit money somewhere, it's true. Yeah. As an uneducated swine, though, I'm alright. Yeah. As a Philistine, I'm banging rocks together for fire here. Boiler? Nah. Rub stick, go heaties. Because even with the cost of the unis in the UK are bleeding money. Because even with the cost, unis in the UK are bleeding money plus... Oh, shitting, Jesus Christ. I heard like a rustle. If I can just get to the mine entrance. There you go, sunshine. Back up. Yeah. Just trying to go home. There it is. Nice. Let's have a look. So I can't... Light source lantern. There it is. Yeah, we'll roll with this for now. Very good. Do you know what? I'm actually going to use a flare instead. I've got millions of them, and I barely use them for anything. Let's just use a bloody flare. Not quite as powerful, but it will do a job. It will get me home. Just keeping right will get me out. Round on the right. I've already explored this mine in full, so there's no need for me to stop for loot here. What is nice is that this sets us up next stream for a trip into Timberwolf Mountain the next time we play this, because now we've got not one hacksaw but two hacksaws. Plus it allows us to maybe get some metal, more metal plating, to be able, and the heavy hammer as well. The heavy hammer, oh no, this was the wrong way. The heavy hammer was a really good find, because of the fact that we can now theoretically go to Forlorn Muskeg via Mystery Lake, which we can get to in reasonable time, and we can go and manufacture some arrowheads. So that is actually quite important. Why is Timberwolf Mountain so hard to get to? So there's a couple of reasons. The first, so Timberwolf Mountain is very, very high. It's a mountain. So the temperature is particularly harsh up there. Blizzards and snow and just overall cold is very much level 2 up on Timberwolf Mountain. The second thing that makes it so hard to survive up there is in symbiosis, in coalition with the cold, there are no enterable buildings up there. There is a single shack that on there and a fishing hut, but they count as, I want to call, soft cover. They don't provide like a full warmth bonus because they're just it's like a shed basically. There's nothing really up there. You can go into a couple of caves that are there, but obviously caves are, have their own inherent risks of wild visitors and whatever. So you could end up in a bit of bother. So it's extremely cold, and there's simultaneously nowhere to get warm. Daylight overhead. Chuck the flare off. But what it does have, and part three of why it's bad and difficult is what I said originally, and that is the fact that weather's very pleasant all of a sudden. Yeah, so the third problem with it is that all of the loot that is available to be harvested up there, and there is a fair bit of loot, there's no gear per se in terms of like torches, whetstones and things. There's certainly some stuff up there, but there's not much. The thing that's probably the most important up there is those hacksaws that I found, or the hacksaws that I've got with me. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but for the people who just joined, I'll say again, there is a large crashed airliner up there. And this airliner is not a passenger aircraft like the one that's crashed on this map. It's a cargo aircraft, and the cargo aircraft was carrying a load of those massive, like aluminium, storage containers that they have on airplanes. And the only way to get into those is with a hacksaw. You need to saw the locks off them. They're obviously locked to protect the goods that are being transited so nobody pinches them. So you need to saw the locks off them, which that needs a hacksaw. Now, I haven't been able to find a hacksaw on my journeys through Pleasant Valley, the Carter Hydra Dam, and Mystery Lake. I haven't been able to find them, so I've been quite fortunate to find not one but two, and I only need one, but it's good to bring a spare with you just in case you end up losing it somehow. This is Voyager. This is Stalker Rocklight. It is not. It's not Interloper, because I like finding guns and knives and stuff. I hate having to craft them. Because I think Stalker is more genuine to what you might find in the rural wastes of Canada. Maybe a bit too much ammunition and stuff, but people are surely going to have knives and hatchets and stuff out here, especially out in the wilderness like this. And the fact that you can't find them naturally occurring in Interloper is a bit of a faff, but firearms I can kind of get. There needs to be like a Stalker Plus mode, where things are intentionally really difficult to find, like it's sort of halfway in between Stalker and Interloper, where you can still find the naturally occurring stuff, but just at a decreased rate, harder than Stalker, because I have found on Stalker here, and this claims to be hard mode, over my entire lifetime I've got 3 rifles and like 6 or 7 revolvers. Like, genuinely, my basement in my house is literally just a discarded armory at this point. So we should be able to get back before nightfall. It'll probably be late afternoon by the time we make it back to the house, which is swell. you're wondering what that sound is, there's a big waterfall over there. But yeah, otherwise not too bad. Very good stuff. We shall keep on creeping. But one thing that I haven't found on our journey yet, and something that I may need to go questing for, is a moose. Now, the moose actually has a twofold job. It's one of the very few animals in this game where you can craft 2 pieces of clothing from them. The first piece of clothing is a moose hide, it's like a poncho almost, a pullover. And it's not very warm, but it's very wind resistant. And that can really help you because it's not too heavy. And you can kind of change out either the bearskin jacket or the moose hide cover based on, how you're getting on, basically. And you can be very, very warm as a result of that, which is great. The other, arguably more important thing... See you later, Saroon. Arguably the other more important thing that you can make with the moose hide stuff is the moose hide satchel. You can make a small bag, and whilst it is only a small bag and you can only equip one of them, it gives you an extra 5 kg of carry capacity, which is nothing to scoff at in this game. And this game, especially when you're doing like transit runs like I am at the moment, where you're in between locations, like an extra 5 kilograms is a lot. Like, you can get a lot in there. That's like several tins of food, several tins of drink, and various tools, because stuff only tends to weigh 0.1, 0.2, 0.25 of a kilogram on average, so you can get a lot of extra gear for 5 kg. So increasing your carry capacity is excellent. Now, I only know of 2 places that I've ever seen a moose in this game in the wild, and I have reason to believe that they do spawn on every single map in the game, just at a rare rate. The transit areas, as I call them, so that coal mine, obviously there's not going to be a moose in a coal mine, it'd be a bit of a scary encounter, but places like, Forlorn Muskeg, places like, I have killed a moose on Pleasant Valley, or no, not Pleasant Valley, Mystery Lake before. Mystery Lake I've killed a moose, and I've also killed a moose on the Forgotten Railway, which is a sort of a minor area, if you want to say the least. It's a bit of a weird one. The Forgotten Railway is a very good place to go and find ammunition because of the hunting lodge that's there, but in a way it's also very obnoxious to actually go and find that ammunition due to the fact that the railway follows a gorge, right? So you're kind of in a fjord, you can't go left or right, you have to follow the railway pretty much dead on. But there's a shitload of wolves on the railway, and there is no way to go around them. You kind of have to go through them, and it can be a bit of a faff. Not to mention that there's kind of there's a repair shed on the Forgotten Railway. You remember getting gutted by a moose? I do. I remember a moose breaking my ribs and me nearly starving to death in a cabin. That was pretty grim, that was. Yeah, I remember that story. I was trying to leave the cabin at night, and I ran into a moose, but I couldn't see the moose because it was dark, and I was illuminated by only a road flare. And I heard the moose make a noise, and then it started charging me, and it kind of loomed into the fucking view through the red illumination of the light and trampled me. Now, bear maulings in this are bad, but moose maulings are worse, right? Because they give you perhaps the worst affliction in this game, cracked rib. Cracked rib, for anyone who's ever had a cracked rib will know that it's pretty fucking debilitating. But in this game it's like awful. It takes 20 days to heal, so twice as long as intestinal parasites. You cannot sprint, your carry capacity is halved, like you can't do anything. It is just a debilitating injury. As well it should be. You wouldn't be able to do all of this shit with a broken rib. The moment you heard the moose, you were pretty much screwed, yeah. Meese, plural of moose, is definitely meese. Cannot be convinced otherwise. I'm just glad that we've had a bit of a gap in the weather here. You can see why you would want to start travelling in the very small hours of the morning, though, because, again, we're just coming up to midday here. It takes probably a full day to get between these two areas, not including... including the journey in the coal mine. If you set off at 6 in the morning, you're probably getting towards maybe back to the garage that we were in, maybe sort of 6 at night. Ever keeping my eye out for, or even my ear out, for the squawk of a crow? To highlight whether there was a wolf that had died the deadly death, which I'm always keen for. There's that wolf that we killed before. I could gut him and take his entrails, but to be honest, I'm already overburdened. Although, mind you, I do have a scent already, so fuck it, I guess. It's warm, so fuck it, let's do it. Let's take his meat at the very least. I don't need his hide, because I've already got a load of that. So let's just take the edible bits and take them back with me, because again, if I can get... This should be all frozen solid, so using the knife isn't worth it here. Hacksaw is best. Well, hacksaw and or hatchet. I'm going to use a hacksaw. Didn't realise you could harvest meat using a hacksaw. That's quite good.
All this gear is slowing me down.
Now, I am very slow, but... I think I might even be able to cut off road here. This is going to be a slow journey. I might just stay on the road. There's less wolves. Here, exactly. In fact, no, actually, I can kind of cut this way and cut a little bit of the corner, go straight to the house. I'll go right as the crow flies across here. You get a bonus to certain harvesting methods depending on frozenness. Yes, that's it. Ah, there's that moose link. God, there's an ancient clip. How old is that cliff, Ashtaroth? Hacksaw is best for fully frozen. Oh, right. 2 years. Only 2 years. It feels like a lifetime ago. How time changes, eh? Just keep creeping on up here. Worst case scenario, as I crest this ridge towards my house, or not this ridge, but the next ridge. Worst case scenario, the bear is at my house. Which wouldn't be less than ideal, because I can't run. That felt like last year for you. For me, it feels like 4 years ago. It really does. It feels like fucking forever ago.
Oh,
so we can do a bit of housekeeping. You remember You remember the ninja bear that dropped from the roof? Yes, I remember that. When I was at the Mystery Lake, I remember that. He didn't drop off the roof. He didn't spawn out. I was there 3,000 years ago when the courage of bears failed. That's the one. Yeah. I remember that, though. Can't believe I've been watching for that long. I know, right? It's Bananarama for sure. I remember how Q shit his pants. Oh, thank you. Soiled it. There's that arrow. Rip arrow. 2K20. Little bit of a fog, a mist starting to roll in there in the extreme distances, but we know we're basically back home at this point. We can go and drop off our single rifle cartridge. We could probably even just load it into the gun actually, because it's got 9 shots in it, so we could probably load that into our firearm. You missed my message again, did I? That's the first streak. You missed the sub, did I? I did. Sleazy Street. Thank you very much for the 20 months there. 2 words, sushi stream. Oh god, do me a favour. The sushi stream wouldn't be quite as bad because Jane has force acclimatised me to sushi. I can now somewhat tolerate it. With the rate that we're walking at, this is going to take us 8,000 years to walk over this cliff. That was an amazing meme, it was. Real OGs know the football on YouTube stream. That's the one. We don't talk about that. That's the secret stream. You're the best. Around. Oh, there we go. That's fucking. I wonder if that. I wonder if I actually have to delete that because of DMCA. That's actually a clip that might have to go. Big sad. Don't tell them. I know, right? Hello, J-Bar. I'm still traumatized. And here it is, home sweet home. No sign of the big angry black bear around, which is great. I've got 8,000 wolves closing in from that way. So as long as I can get to my front door in reasonable time, I should be okay. Is DMCA a shifty rip-off of the YMCA? Yes. I just want to get to my house. You know, I'm a stingy bastard. I'm not even going to drop you a deer steak. It's so close. I may even try and go for the basement.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go for my basement because he might grab me as I'm opening the door. No, okay. I'm going to go... No. Am I? Go for the basement? No, I think I can make it in. Haha! I spitted you. Disgusting. Bow wow. That had me a little bit scared then, I ain't gonna lie. A bit of poo came out. I thought, he's not gonna, is he? He's not gonna get through that. And if you look at that, it looks like... Oh, I made it back inside just in time. Look at that. Blizzard just this minute rocked up. Or I want to, but if he runs off with one of my arrows, that's gonna be big sad. Because I can't chase him at the moment, so yeah. Let's be sensible. Right. A million things that I need to drop off. Raw food first. How are we doing for food and drink? Let's eat and drink. That's 91 calories there. Nothing's ever going to keep you down, but the sushi ain't going to go down. Yeah, it's true. The sushi was awful. It was cheapo supermarket sushi. It wasn't even good sushi. It was supermarket sushi. Good sushi I can actually kind of stomach. Like Yo Sushi or, you know, from a proper sushi bar. But yeah, some rancid lunch menu supermarket sushi damn near shot through me like a cannonball. This is a lot of food. Drop all. Wow. What a haul. Absolutely phenomenal. That is a really good haul of food. I can't even. I don't have space for it. There's no room in the house. I actually need to go outside and then back inside to get the building to. There we go. Does Q dislike rice? I love rice. I love boiled rice, pilau rice, egg fried rice, but for some reason the cold rice that's in sushi sets my gag reflex off. Something awful. I don't know why. It's a weird Achilles heel, but that's how it be. We got some maple syrup that we can chuck down there. I did have some more actually. Did I put it in one of the cupboards? I can't even remember. I genuinely can't remember. I'm sure I had some maple syrup somewhere, but I've since lost it. I don't know whether I just outright ate it. It's probably more than likely, isn't it? We can put that at the back, and then we can just kind of distribute our coffee into like various places if I can. It's so weird. I can't like. Where do I even put all this stuff? There's no room. I can't stack stuff on top of each other. Maybe I can just try and drop it a bit more efficiently. It's nice having all this spare coffee though. Yeah, trying to place it as close as I can, sort of, to equally distribute things on the shelf as best as possible. The hitbox on the coffee cans is certainly a bit unusual. Come on, you're supposed. Look, It's not too close to another object. I think the coffee tin hitboxes are just a bit weird today. It's there we go. I can put one there. And I can put one sort of hanging off the edge. Oh, it's going to trigger me if it's hanging off the edge. I can kind of try and sneak one in here. Just put it... I'll just try and find a really obtuse place to put it. I don't even know. I actually don't. I guess I can start storing some of them down here in this spare area. I'm gonna have to because I like fucking. I can't. There's no room for it all. Right, let's do the rest of the tins then. So I can put some dog food there. Some other banged up tins I can put there. The dry peaches I can put like there. Some more banged up dog food I can put somewhere here. This is an absolutely phenomenal amount of food that I have here in my possession. There. A bit more. There's that maple syrup. I see it. It's at the back. You come out of the way. You come down here. Joe's weird maple syrup cupboard. What can you do? Turns out this is the hardest part of the game. It actually is. You don't know the power of the sushi rice. There we go. So I do actually have a shitload of cupboards, right, that I could be putting this shit into, but it's kind of it's a bit... I use this as a kind of, like, visual guide to how much food I have, because if I've got something in a cupboard, you know, if I think, oh, how many reishi mushrooms have I got? If I had them all laid out... Well, I put a ruined fire striker in the toilet there, I forgot about that. But if I have all of the mushrooms, like, laid out in front of me, then I can visually see how many mushrooms I have. But if I look in here, it's just a number. I've got 12. And you can kind of get a better sense for physically how much you actually have in overall storage if you store things like this. You know, it's actually slightly easier to see how much you've got.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to put it like this. He says, if you've got £10, right, then, you know, let's say you've got £10. You've got £10 in a bank account, you've got £10 in your hand, right? He says that you're more conscious of the money that you actually have if you have that £10 in your hand, physically. If it's there in front of you, you're able to more reasonably understand the concept of how much you have, especially if you have that £10 in pound coins, because then you see £10 as £10 has like a weight, it has a feel. You can feel how much money that is, you know, and you get a much more tangible sense for how much is actually there. Ruined items will disappear in locker/drawer. Will they? So if I put these in the fridge, how long does it take? You have big saved me. Thank you very much. How long's that been a thing for? Probably forever. Lovely. Magic fridge. The fridge just became an incinerator. It really did. Oh man, I can't believe how much fucking, like, non-perishable shit that we've got now. It's really, really good amount of food. Lovely. But that means no more toilets of destroyed things. I know. It's the end of an era, but the beginning of another. Can I put that in there? I saw it kind of clip for a moment. No, I don't think it's gonna. I thought it was gonna, but it didn't. This is an absolutely gorgeous haul, and that's just the food. We didn't find any skill books, actually. Fair point. Let's have an eat of that then. Just a little bit, can't argue. Plenty of matches, which is great. Got some of that. We've got some spare antiseptic we can leave behind. Don't need 1,000,000 tons of the stuff. It actually weighs quite a bit. 0.7 kilograms. The cupboard's actually full, so I'm going to drop that. No, I need the bandage back. I never tend to carry 1,000,000 of them. I guess I can just put some antiseptic here by the sink, just so it's in that general area. The painkillers I'm going to take with me. Right, I've got 8 million flares, so I'm going to add this to my 8 million flares collection. Even used one of them. Slot that flare back in if I can. Nope, that's forever. There's forever a gap there. We'll start a new row. Slowly turning into my bomber crew livery, this is. Lovely. The cans look fine, bit of rust here and there, that's it. For the most part, they're okay, that's the stuff. Spare torch, I'm going to leave that here just to help with the Aurora. I'm just going to pop that on this shelf. Million tons of lighter fuel, which is great. The spray can, I'm going to leave that upstairs, actually, along here on the shelf, just in case I need to go around spray painting more stuff. What else did I get? So I've got my spare hacksaws. I can leave one of them in the basement. I've got a spare whetstone, a million sewing kits. I'm going to put my million sewing kits in the cupboard of a million things, which is here. You can probably leave them in a more sensible place than this, but it will do for now. Do I want to take one of the... Yeah, I'll take a spare one with me because that one's on the way out. The heavy hammer can definitely go downstairs to the basement, so I think that's everything top floor related. Did you kill the bear yet? I've killed several bears. I've killed 2 bears in my journeys. I did have a spare torch. Well, I've got one with me now. I've got 2. Never mind. I never bloody use the thing. There's a spare spray can there if I choose to use it. Shitload of lantern fuel. Do I have spare in here? All that stump remover. Scrap. Let's put our spare lantern fuel like in this cupboard for now, because I've got like too much of the stuff. And let's see. Half a litre, half a litre, half a litre, and then we'll keep that on my person for refuels. Heavy hammer I'm going to put up on top of the table. 2 kilograms, that's a big bastard, but it's very important for metalworking. I forgot it was a thing, to be honest. We'll drop our spare hacksaw and we'll keep one of the hacksaws on ourselves, because we are going to be going up Timberwolf Mountain in the next stream, whenever that is. And then that was pretty much everything we grabbed on our journey. We didn't grab any spare clothing. I could have maybe grabbed the spare bedroll that was there for a renewal of cloth, but otherwise absolutely fine. So I think we're honestly pretty good to go. 27 kg in all. Not bad considering we're wearing the bearskin jacket. We do have that spare stim pack. I might take that upstairs. We do have a spare whetstone on our person that we could probably use to just sharpen up our knife. But for now, I think that is mission complete. It's bringing us nicely to the 2-hour mark, so I guess I can just leave that there for now and we can rock and roll at the start of the next stream. Surely you're ready to play Interloper. I mean, yes and no. Like, I don't necessarily like Interloper. I much prefer Stalker. So yeah, that is everything from me today. I think that's going to be our... You tried Interloper before, you hated it. Yeah, I didn't like it. So yeah, we're gonna bugger out. So I'm gonna step on out, step on back in so it all saves, and then we are going to call that a session. Very good stuff. Before you go, Q Hydrate King Q. Very well, I shall do. Big thank you to everybody who subbed. Thank you very much there to Law Yink for the tier 1 sub there, and Schnitzel1989. I did miss your subs there, but thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you all. Thanks for the good stream, man. Get a good night's sleep and get your schedule together. Thank you very much, Screwed. It's been nice getting the stream schedule back on track. Some sense of order in this otherwise chaotic world. So yeah, big drink. A bit of Cube Hydrate. Although short, 'twas lovely. I like to keep them to 2 hours, so keeps the VODs bite size for people. So yeah. Let's have a look then. So, who else is online? Who may I lend your eyeballs this fine eve? Freddy! Freddy's playing some World of Warships, providing he's not just about to go off. Let's have a listen.
Single battle using battleships. R6.
How long's he been online for? Let me have a look. Doesn't look like he's just about to go off. Well, he's been online for 2 hours, and he tends to normally only stream for 2 hours, so I'm guessing Freddy's going off in a moment. So, next up the list then is going to be Smeagol, who's playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So yes, I'm going to move you on to Smeagol, who hopefully will be streaming for a little bit longer. So thank you very much there to Sainsbury's Basics Cheese. This is ZF Smeagol, all-round queen, top guy, ready for a cube armor raid. Ready your cube raids. And yeah, we'll jump on in. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. Have a lovely evening, night, morning, or whatever. I don't have a morning stream scheduled for tomorrow, only an evening stream, but we'll see how that goes. I may end up doing a cheeky stream in the morning. I'm actually over at my parents' for the afternoon, so there won't be anything in the afternoon. But there may be something later in the evening, but we'll see. So thank you again, everybody. A huge thank you to everyone that's donated and put into the fund. Like I say, it's all going to a good cause. It's sponsoring a bear in her journey. And yeah, I will catch thee on the flip side. So take care, folks. Have a lovely evening. Having a good night. And I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.